Good evening, everybody. This is such a special occasion for me to be here as your host for the evening. I'm going to apologize on behalf of Charlotte for not being able to make the call last night. She had a real family crisis, which she apologizes for, and she said she will make it up to you. She promises that. The second thing I want to say is congratulations to all of you for rallying around Peter, for Peter who invited more than 15, and the rest of you, you saw how many people have been invited into this team. What has happened now? This team has been forwarded to Utah in the USA, and Shishiwe is going to be accepted as it's going to be proposed as a language to go forward, hopefully as it opens, but certainly it's going to be the next language in line because we met the requirements of 30 consultants who want to grow the business from base level, which is like pioneers. So congratulations to Peter and your amazing team. Now, what I wanted to just share with you, which I'm sure you all know already, Chichewa speakers worldwide. Has anybody got any idea how many there are? There are 21.5 million Chichewa speakers worldwide. Now, they say worldwide, but that really means in Malawi, Zambia, South Africa, and Mozambique, basically. That's where most of the Malawians are. There's obviously Malawians elsewhere in the world as well, but those are basically where they are. So there's a great number of other Malawians that we can bring into this amazing family to educate, uplift, help to raise the level of fluency in English so that they are able to speak confidently and with fluency. Peter, I hope you don't mind if I share a little story. Peter has taken on a really big job. As you know, he's an accountant and a very good one at that. And he interviewed a lady for a position. She's a graduate from university in Malawi, but even though she's a graduate in accountancy, her language, her fluency was just not there. And her confidence to speak the language is just not there. So it doesn't matter whether you just in high school or you've graduated out of university, they are still possible proposals for you to help those people land a really good job or get a promotion within the company because their English is better, their English is fluent, and their language spoken. They have the vocabulary and they have the understanding. So that is the objective. And moving forward from that are the other subjects that are going to come in. And that, of course, as we know, the first one is going to be AI. One of the others following on is going to be marketing and accountancy and so on. So it's not restricted to just learning English, but that is the base, because once you've got that fluency and understanding of English, then all the other subjects can come alive for you and you can follow your passion and do what you really want to do. So I just wanted to mention, we've talked a lot about, because the focus in this group is looking at private schools. 24% of secondary schools are private, and that equates to about 424 private schools. That's a great target for anybody who has any contact or knows anybody, maybe a teacher, maybe a headmaster in a private secondary school. That's 424 private schools in Malawi. The other one, which is interesting, there are approximately 31 private universities and learning institutions. That's the other target, which opens up a whole lot of doors for people to raise that level and get that fluency and confidence at the next level. The other statistic, which is, it doesn't mean anything, but it is an interesting statistic. 70% of the population in Malawi, they speak and understand Chichewa. So it's a massive coup that you guys have worked so hard, guys and girls, have worked so hard to bring this team up to, I think we were 33 active, keen consultants to grow this business with Peter. So 70%, it's a massive population that we are targeting for yourself and for them as well. So now what I might do, because I think this is a great opportunity to ask any questions and we can cover anything that you would like to know, because here I'm on the call, let's ask those questions. Peter, do you want to start off?
I think a lot of people, they have got a lot of questions. So anybody can come up with a question, then at least you can work around that question.
Not really, but since it's my first time, so maybe I haven't gotten it. Like, I don't know.
Have you watched the video on the business?
Halfway, I haven't finished it yet.
Okay, that's a good place to start. See if you can finish that before our meetings next week. I want to give you those as well. And the second one is the one on the business, what it is and how we're going to work as a team. And the other one is how the actual learner, it's a sample of how the learner is going to use the program. So it's two different videos. So I think it would be a good idea, Nafe, if you could watch those before our next meeting. And then
Okay.
you might have some questions from that.
Okay, thank you. I'll do that.
Fabulous. And you might see in the group this evening, I posted the link for the rewards training. So in other words, if you bring somebody in and they say, how do we get paid? What do we get paid? Blah, blah, blah. Charlotte did a very nice training this last week. So that recording is in there. I think it was about 35 minutes. So you can just press on that recording and listen to it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Great, Nafi. So maybe I should explain what an opportunity meeting is. An opportunity meeting lasts 30 minutes.
Okay.
And you can invite any guests you like, and we go through all the process of what the business is, how you do it, and everything. So from next week, this coming week, I will be taking the opportunity on the Thursday, but Charlotte is doing the one earlier in the week before she flies out. So by tomorrow, I will have all the dates, the times. It'll be very similar to what there was last week. Last week, there were 3 calls, and I'll put those times and dates and the links in the group. So you all are in the group. It makes it a lot easier for communication if we work through the group instead of individually. Yeah. So an opportunity, every time we do an opportunity meeting, which is once or twice a week, it's the same presentation to show your guests what it is and what it's all about. So that's usually exactly 30 minutes. We start and we finish, and that's it. Then one other meeting during the week, we do training. We do training on how to speak to people. We do training where we give you scripts. We did some scripts last week. There's training on how the business works. There's training on what the compensation plan is all about. Those will just happen ongoing as we work towards the opening. So just to recap for those of you who are new on the call tonight, so from the 1st to the 15th, we've got 2 more weeks in which we can still continue to bring people in. On the 15th, the whole platform goes live and we are able to put our people in. No credit cards at this point. We just put them in. So once it goes live, and they will explain to us exactly how it is. What we really require is name, address, telephone number, email. That's all we need. And sometimes with consultants, we need date of birth, but they haven't finalized what we have to put in to enroll a new consultant. So when we say we put it in, and then you get your link. And that link you send to guests who you want to come into your business to grow the business with you. And that link you will use for consultants as well as customers. At the moment, the customers will only go in as it is launched. The launch date is somewhere between the 1st and the 5th of October. That's not quite final yet, which day it is, but it'll be between the 1st and the 5th of October. And then that's when the learners start learning. So us as consultants, a lot of us will be learners. What I'm going to do, even though I am fluent in English, I don't want to have one of my learners come to me and say, what happens now? How do I do this? So I'm going to also just enroll as a learner and do the program. So I know how it works, how I get from one thing to the other, what I do with the tokens. So all of that, I just want to be confident as a consultant that I understand how it works. Pete and I were actually talking about this earlier in the week, that the most economical way to enroll is on the family pack, which is 2 people. So later on the week, when we go through it, we'll show you the difference. It's $65, $85 when you take the tokens, and $100 as against I'll get those figures clearly later on, but there's a saving, I think it's $27 when you come in as a couple, as opposed to one person. And a couple can be a mother and a child, or it can be a husband and wife, or it could be auntie and uncle. It doesn't matter, any two. But why it's all two on one membership, it counts as two, but each individual learner, they listen to the voice, they listen to the intonation, they listen to the pronunciation, your AI coach or tutor. So everybody has their own private tutor, and they work with that student or that learner at whatever level they are at. And they can work with the speed that that learner wants to learn. So everybody's program, everybody's learning is going to be different at a different rate. And what's more, will incorporate what interest you have. If you are a person that is interested in culinary things, your vocabulary and your words and your language and your sentences will all incorporate that language. For instance, when Peter enrolls, he's an accountant. So the language that's all around accountancy and the sentences that accountants need to know and understand and say will all be in accountancy interest. So whatever the interest is, whether it's golf or fishing or whatever it is, even for the headmasters, I know we've got a couple of a good few headmasters in our team. So it's a very varied team that we have here. So what I'd like you to just maybe put in your diaries for next week, which I will confirm, on Tuesday at 7 p.m. That will be the first opportunity meeting that I will be conducting with this gorgeous Malawian team. So it starts at 7 and finishes at 7:30. And because that's our first one, at the end of that presentation, I will open for questions, so that if you will have anybody that comes on for the first time, they might have questions. So is that clear for everybody?
Yes.
Awesome.
Somebody has phoned me, Klupi. She is failing to join the meeting. So she said, please ask for me. Does it mean that every consultant in this group, by the meantime, if he's registered, he will start earning, or there's a need first to find, as a consultant, you need to find customers for that consultant to start earning? Maggie, can you clarify on this question?
Yes, absolutely. So with any program of this nature, we earn, especially for the learners, earn as you learn. So as you introduce new learners or new consultants, that's when you get paid. Say, for instance, Peter enrolls Nafe as a learning student. That package, just as a single package, is $65. And Peter will earn 21% on that first order, 21%. So that actually equates to, we did it last night, Peter, it was $13.65. Is that right, Peter? I think it was $13.65.
Yeah, it's just around there, $14, yes.
Yes. And you get paid every month that learner does the package again. That learner might do it for 6 months and then stop because it's school holidays, or stop because they're going away and they won't be able to do it for 2 months. So that learner might not do it for 2 months. And then when that learner comes back, they want a little refresher before they maybe start the AI course. As soon as they do the next course or in English, or they hop over and do the AI course, Peter gets paid again. Yeah. So it's on, there's no contracts. And as we enroll consultants, there's no enrollment fee. You don't have to pay to join this company. We get paid to share the business and bring people into the business who need what we are offering. That's what it's all about. So we don't pay to be a member. We are not on contract. We don't have to buy anything if we don't want to. If someone is already fluent in English, they might not want to do the course. I'm doing it just for my sake so I can understand how it works, because it's a first for me. Even though I am a qualified and trained TEFL second language English teacher, I actually taught in China for only 2 months in a very beautiful junior school, a rural school, very small school, but it was an amazing experience. So I have taught one-on-one, but I've never been involved in an AI driven, which is a much faster way to learn English, because it hones in on what you're not doing correctly and it it corrects you and trains you with repetition over and over and over again, so the learner gets it right. So did I answer your question, Peter? I hope.
Yes. I think, yeah, I'm just recording to send it to her. So that answer I'm sending to her.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So a good thing for her to do, she might want to come on to Charlotte's training, because then Charlotte, in fact, Peter, that training I put into the group this evening or the early afternoon is the rewards, how they get paid. She might want to just listen to that. It's about 35 minutes. It's in the group. She can just press on the link and listen to it. And once a week, we'll be having training in different areas of the business as we move forward. Yep. And that'll be ongoing because there's going to be new people joining the business all the time. So we have to keep everybody up to speed. And that will be my job, Peter's job, and your jobs as your team grows. But it's really just like a family. We just put our arms around them, bring them in, help them move forward. And Peter and I were just talking about the issues that we might be experiencing when we are working with schools and institutions where the connections are not all that good, where maybe the mobile phones are not able to download the package. So there are a few little areas like that we want to work with our learners, but also with the company to see how best we can get the best result for the Malawian team. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Shalom.
Yeah, I got a question.
Yes.
Is it true that this company is going to provide a learning asset to the schools?
I'm not sure I quite understand that question. What the company is going to do,
Provide.
when we have schools and universities coming on with 300, 400, 500, 600 students, we take that package, each individual school or university with the owner or with the headmaster, we take it to the company. In Utah, we do it on Zoom. We tell them what we have. We've got 500 students, and we say to them, what is the very best package you can do for our school? And I'm just going to give you an example. There was a university that came on in, I think it was New York. It was actually quite a poor area, and they had 800 students. So the university took the package, and 800 students, instead of paying $65 per student, they got it at less 30%. So that's what we are aiming for, to get the best possible package that we can for schools en masse. So the minimum to get a package would be 50 to 100 students. So if anything like 20 or 15 or 12, they will all be just individual at $65. But as the groups grow, I know we have one school. The school is called Amazing Grace. I'm not sure if it's in Lilongwe, but we spoke with a headmaster earlier in the week, and he has 650 students. So that is a package we're going to take to the owners of the company and say, what can you do to give our students the best possible price? So does that answer your question, Shalom?
Yes, of course, but a little bit.
So what else would you like to know? Or Peter, maybe you can explain with me.
I think Sharom,
Yes.
the way I understand his question is he's trying to put on the table suggesting that if possibly the school, let's imagine the school has got 600 students. As you said, Amazing Grace, it has got 650 according to the headmaster. Let's imagine the gadgets, those students are having, they are not compatible with the learning program or the learning system. So I suggest what you wanted to find out is, if possible, the school has got problems of the learning gadgets like phones. They've got different phones. Some phones cannot be able to install the program. I think the best question he was supposed to ask was what can be done if, let's imagine, the school accepts, say, okay, we're going to take this program. But the issue is all students have got different kind of gadgets, which some of them are not compatible to that program. What can be done? I think that was the best angle of asking this question. I don't know, but I'm just thinking how this question was supposed to be asked.
I actually fully understand, because Peter, we covered this briefly yesterday. We have an opportunity meeting on Tuesday at 7:00. I'm going to ask Cortland if he wouldn't mind coming onto that call at 7:30 after we've had the opportunity meeting where I would be presenting, and then these questions we can have Cortland there, and these are the kind of questions that Cortland would be able to clarify whether package they're offering is going to be compatible with the gadgets. So what might be a good idea, if any of the team who are involved with teaching, whether it's at secondary school or universities give us some idea of what the gadgets are, what the phones are capable of. So in other words, maybe what their megabytes are, because that might influence what needs to be downloaded. I'm not exactly sure of that myself. I think we'd have to pass that question by Cortland and then he can give us a clearer answer. Would that help, Peter?
Because this issue might come forward in future, whereby there might be some kind of acceptance to the program, and the main issue that will base on that to sort out would be either the type of gadgets those people they are using. So let's imagine the secondary school say, oh, this is a good program, okay, we are getting into this program. But then you find that people, they either out of 100 students, 10 they have got laptops, 40 they have got Android phones that are compatible to that program. Either 15 they are out, their phones can't even take up that program. They can't even install. It's just a phone that they can use only for WhatsApp. So that can be another issue to go around to find the solution. I'm just thinking about that.
Yeah, I think it's a very valid point that we do need to clarify, especially with the headmasters who we've been speaking to. If they could give us an indication of, say, for instance, the Amazing Grace School that we know specifically have 650. Of those, how many students have a smartphone? How many have laptops? I think the best thing, I will ask and see if I can get Cortland to come on Tuesday evening after the presentation. So if you can all allow an hour instead of half an hour, that will give us time for Cortland to answer any questions. Do you think that'll help, Peter?
Yes, that will help.
Okay, so that would be Tuesday, and it will be on this call as well, on this number, on the same Zoom number on Tuesday.
Yes, okay.
So, Alan, you joined quite recently. Do you have access to the videos so you can watch them before Tuesday?
Yes, I do. I'll watch
good.
them. Hopefully.
Okay, fantastic.
Tonight and tomorrow morning, I'll watch them.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, so if there are any more questions, we'll have them, and then otherwise I'll see you all on Tuesday. How about that? And once again, from me, congratulations. I'm so proud of you, Peter, with your amazing team and everyone else who's invited guests to join us. I'm sure as we work through these little teething problems, when we talk to one person and one person comes on board and they see how beneficial it is, it'll just grow like Topsy. That person will speak to somebody else, their auntie, their mother, their sister, their brother, their auntie, and it'll just grow when people see the benefits of the program and how quickly it works. That is the thing. Where people have been struggling for years to speak English fluently, this way it happens really quick. So I'm going to bid you all a fond good night, sleep tight, and I'll see you all on Tuesday this coming week in a couple of days' time. Thank you so much for coming on tonight, and Charlotte sends a love to you all and is looking forward to connecting with you all soon. Take care. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye, Maggie.
Bye-bye, Jocelyn. Look forward to having you again. Bye now. And Nafe, nice to have you on too. Bye now. Thanks, Shalom.
Bye.
Bye.